Chris Pretty with Smart Real Estate Coach. I'm not sure if you're going to be viewing this on the members site or on the free site, but I wanted to talk to you today about you get a call from a lead, or you get a lead from your VA, and it's a seller that has a tenant in the property. We just completed one, so I want to kind of walk you through what the steps are. I get this a lot in the mastermind calls, and I want you to know how to deal with it. So let's say there's a tenant in the property. Forget the numbers on the property for a minute. Let me just give you some steps. I jotted down what we did on this property. Now, this is probably not counting the multifamily units that, of course, you take over with tenants in it. That's the goal. That's a different video, different subject, different seminar. But if it's a single family, here are the steps that we took and that we continue to take. One of them went into our IRA, so you may have seen that video, I don't know, a year ago. And then recently, this one is just going to be done for the regular operating company. So the first step is obviously, and by the way, you tell the owner this before you do these steps. You let the owner know what the steps are going to be for you to do this successfully, so they understand the game plan going in, and their expectations aren't astray. So first is you view the property the exact same way you would if you viewed the property if it was empty. Okay. You also tell the owner you'd prefer if the tenants were home in this case, so they could show you the property and the owner's with you or not. But you want the tenants to be there. It would be great if the owner wasn't there and the tenants let you through, but I did both on this particular one. How are the tenants treating it? Isn't that a key thing? If they're beating the crap out of the property, then it's probably not a property you want to inherit the tenant on. And what would you do if it was bad and they were beating the daylights out of it? Just wait. Just wait until they're out. So in this case, he wanted me to take it over starting 9/1. But the person in the property's lease was up 12/31. I said, if it's in great shape, and next step, if the person qualifies for our rent-to-own program, just like any other buyer would have to, then we go forward. Okay, so that's the next step. So you view the property, you kind of see how the tenant's treating it. If it's bad, you wait. If it's good, you proceed. What does proceed mean? Start from scratch with that tenant buyer, just like you would if they called on the phone today. The interesting thing was this tenant buyer said to me, "Oh no, we're staying." And I said, "Well, you're staying if you fit the criteria of our rent-to-own program." So it's super important for him to know the boundaries, and the seller has to be on board with you. I said to the seller, if this couple passes the rent-to-own pre-screening with Paul Ritter, then I'll walk them through the process. So what did I have them do before I even met them? I met them in the walkthrough, but what did I do before I even met them? Because they kept saying, "I'll come down, we'll meet you, we'll get this going." I said, well, first you have to have a conversation with Paul Ritter. You have to pay him $50 for a tenant screening report. Then you have to fill out the next step forms. And once I get those, then we can get together. Okay, now in his case, that's what we did. We actually had the pre-screening done. We had the buyer's meeting. And what was interesting is you have an interesting dynamic when someone's in there. Picture it. If it was, my wife said to me, if it was us, we'd want to make sure we secured it. We don't want to be kicked out of our home. And so I treated it with the utmost respect, but the same token, we didn't want to inherit a problem, right? He was paying $1,500 rent. He put that he could come down with $10,000 down, $1,000 at the buyer meeting, and $9,000 at the attorney signing. That he would have $5,000 by year end, $3,000 by February 17 tax return, $5,000 by June of 17, and I think it was another $3,000 by February of 18. Bottom line was it was $28,000 on a house that was $229,000. Great deposit. Now, as I film this, we're done the buyer's meeting. We're waiting for the attorney signing when he has his check, which is $9,000 plus the $595 processing fee. But here are the numbers, guys. $189,900 mortgage I'm taking over. The payment's around $1,400. Taxes are escrowed on that $1,400. When he came in, I said, your payment's going to be $1,500. That's what you're paying now, but you're changing from a tenant to a homeowner, and rent-to-own homeowner, and as such, you take over all the bills, you do what you want with the home, and we add the taxes. We prorate the taxes and add them back on to your payment, so your payment's going to be $1,818 and change. So we went with a $1,400 mortgage payment. We put him up because of that tax technique I always teach to $1,818. Now we got a $418 spread every single month. We got a $28,000 deposit over time against what? Against the spread between $229,900, which is what we sold it at, call it $230, and $189,900 mortgage, call it $190. So it's a $40,000 spread. Well, $28,000 of that comes intermittently between now and the end of the term. He got pre-screened at 18 to 24 months. So you've got Payday number 1, just to summarize for you, is that 28 grand. Payday number 2 is the difference between my 14 and my 18, which is $418 times 24 months, which is $10,032. That's payday number 2. And payday number 3 is that 40K spread, of course, less the less the amount given up front. Now, what's the principal pay down on this? Because that's part of payday 3 too, right? $308 per month times 24 months. That's $7,416. Okay, so let me summarize it for you. Payday number 2, which is the monthly spread, is $10,032. Payday number 1 is a combination of the 28 grand over time, and payday number 3 is the remaining balance on the back end from the principal pay down and the spread less the deposit is another 19. Bottom line, 57 grand. Now guys, every time I do this, I don't care how you twist it on a sandwich lease, the number comes out over 50 almost every single time. One of our JV students just did one at 66. Another JV student did one at 56. I think there's another one in the high 50s out in Arizona. Every time, guys. So the purpose of this video was to tell you you can inherit tenants if you follow the right process. The second part of this is a little plug for us, meaning we tell you our averages, and the averages don't lie. The numbers are the numbers. I share them with you every single month. The average deposit for us right now, as of the day of this filming, because it goes up and down, is $19,980. That's up almost double from $10,200 in 2013. 3 years later, 3.5 years later, almost double. One of our JV students the other day just started and said, how is that? What changed? And I said, what changed is we get smarter. We learn from the students. We learn from our own deals. We hit roadblocks. It's not all rosy. But what that causes us to do is tweak it and increase the deposits. So $20,000 on payday number 1, in other words, or if you're assigning this back and not staying in it, and we'll do those with you if you're a JV partner, that's the check too, same check. Now you might be giving 25% of that or 30%, some of you 50% to the owner, but who cares? On a $20,000 check if you have to give some of that away. And then the average sandwich lease, like I just explained to the 57, the whole process, or if you're in Texas, you taking ownership of it and then the spread on the terms they're going out. Okay, I don't mean to always use sandwich lease. The term spread with the rent to own buyer, 50 something grand, I think it's 54 right now. But I'm telling you, you'll come over that almost every single time because I'm doing the deals with you, where our whole team is, and we're tweaking that. So I hope that helps you with the tenant situation, as well as the average numbers that are required to get this done, and we can help you do it, guys. So keep cranking those deals out, and if you have not applied for the JV program yet, or at least had a strategy call with us to determine how that's done, you should do that. Some things you probably don't know about the JV program is, we're doing calls with you. You're actually, when you get to the point of the buyer side dealing with my son Nick, he's actually talking to your buyers with you. My son-in-law Zach's going to help you with the marketing and launching of the properties. And my daughter Kayla is going to tell you exactly how to organize your business, checklists, paperwork needed, dealing with your attorney, everything. And on top of that, at the lowest level, there's 3 JV programs available. At the lowest level JV program, we're going to actually provide you with a field agent or several field agents in your area, and we're going to pay them and run them until they give you 20 leads. 20 leads. We're going to hand you 20 leads. What's even better than that is the next program up, which is the 5-day immersion program. We come to your market, myself and one of the team members, for 5 days. Prior to getting there, we're flooding your market with leads. We're setting up appointments, and you and I are going to go on appointments together in your market. We're going to be together, locking arms for 5 days, and you're guaranteed to do a certain amount of deals. You're going to see this coming up on our products page, our services page, by another month from now. I'm not going to date it and date this video, but it's coming up. And then the program above that, I got to mention, is the 6 to 7 figure guaranteed income, 6 to 7 a year figure to set you up in your own business, visit you for 5-day immersions twice, guarantee you a certain amount of deals that would far exceed the cost of the program. These 3 programs, guys, are all the JV programs: JV partnership, JV 5-day immersion, and the JV 6 to 7 figure business guaranteed with the protected area of the partnership. Pretty cool stuff. So hope that helps you. Make it a great day.